On Wednesday, December 20, 1933, a male baby of Asian descendants was born in Kingston, Jamaica. His parents named him Leslie Michael Kong. Just another child in colonial Jamaica, he was, however, destined for a life of greatness. Leslie Kong was to become a game changer and prodigy in the Jamaican music industry. His birth, no doubt, came at the right time in history, and his decision to enter the music industry as a producer happened at the perfect time, a period when he would launch the careers of some of Jamaica's now legendary recording artists and left his mark permanently in the Jamaican music scene. The good die young, they say, because Leslie Kong's death was sudden and unexpected. So sudden, it was rumored to be the result of a curse. Or could it just be the result of too much stress? In this video, I look at the death registration form of this young producer whose sudden and unexpected death in the early 1970s shattered any future contribution he was to make and left many music lovers and artists devastated. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. This is the death registration form of Leslie Kong. I will be looking through this form to understand the cause of his death, as well as look at his basic information and elaborate. I will start by looking at the top of the form. At the top of the form, it says death registration form, death in the district of Mary Brown's Corner, Parish, St. Andrew. Below that, it says place of death 34 Norbrook Acres Drive. So Leslie Kong died at 34 Norbrook Acres Drive, St. Andrew. On the right of the form, it says usual residence of deceased, and they put 34 Norbrook Acres Drive, Constant Spring, St. Andrew. So it is clear that Leslie Kong died at home. He died at his home, his usual residence, which was 34 Norbrook Acres Drive, Constant Spring, St. Andrew. I will continue by looking at the left of the form first, looking at his basic information before going to the right of the form, where we look at the cause of death. We'll start at the left of the form. Here on the left of the form it says particulars of deceased. Date of death 9th August 1971. So Leslie Kong died on August 9, 1971. Below that we see full name Leslie Michael Kong. Below full name we see sex and they put male, so he was a male obviously. Beside that we see condition, and condition means marital status, and they put married. So yes, Leslie Kong, he was married at the time of his death. Below that we see age, and they wrote 38. So his age was 38. Below age we see occupation or calling, and they wrote company director. Yes, Leslie Kong was a businessman. He was a businessman. Overall, he was a businessman. So they put company director. Leslie Kong was a businessman, investor, and record producer. After he left school, he and his two brothers began operating a restaurant and a record shop called Beverly's at 135 Orange Street in downtown Kingston. The business was doing well for the three Chinese Jamaican brothers. But Leslie Kong's fascination with music was to grow beyond just a record store, thanks in part to a young upcoming artist called Jimmy Cliff. Now, according to history, Leslie Kong encountered a young 16 or 17 years old Jimmy Cliff singing outside the restaurant and record store on Orange Street. Jimmy Cliff was singing a self-written song called Dearest Beverly, in the hopes that the mention of the establishment would convince Kong to help him get a start in the music industry. Well, the 27 years old Leslie Kong was impressed by the title of the song, the lyrics of the song, and the crooning voice of Jimmy Cliff. That same year, 1961, Leslie Kong started his new career as a record producer. Though limited in knowledge about the work of a record producer and also inexperienced, Leslie Kong used the power of his money to hire the right persons around him to make things happen. He established Beverly's record label in the latter half of 1961. Leslie Kong's association with Jimmy Cliff continued, with Jimmy Cliff initially worked as talent scout, finding new talents for Beverly's record label. One of the young talents that Jimmy Cliff brought in was, you name it, Bob Marley. Yes. Leslie Kong launched Jimmy Cliff's music career by producing his first recordings, such as Dearest Beverly, Miss Jamaica, Hurricane Hattie, Pride and Passion, and King of Kings. Leslie Kong also launched the music career of Bob Marley in 1962 when he produced Marley's first single, One Cup of Coffee. Leslie Kong is also the producer of 3 other songs recorded by Bob Marley in 1962. Those 3 songs are Judge Not, Do You Still Love Me, and Terror. While operating Beverly's record label, Leslie Kong invested in a startup record label called Island Records, the brainchild of Chris Blackwell. Leslie Kong was a shareholder in Island Records from 1959 to 1967. Leslie Kong had his first 2 international hit records with an artist called Desmond Dekker. The first hit song was 007 Shantytown in 1967. The second international hit was Israelite. Such artists include Toots and the Maytals, Derek Morgan, John Holt, Stranger Cole, and Joe Higgs. Leslie Kong appeared in the 1972 Jamaican film The Harder They Come. Note that 1972 is the year when the film was released, not necessarily when the film was recorded. In the film, Leslie Kong appeared briefly in a scene where Ivan Martin, played by Jimmy Cliff, was dropping off some records. In the film, Leslie Kong played the role of the recording engineer. This is probably the only video of Leslie Kong. If you haven't watched it, the entire film is available here on YouTube. I also did a Where Are They Now video on this film, where I spoke about the cast of the film and where each actor is now. So check out that Where Are They Now video on this channel. Sadly, Leslie Kong did not live to see the film. He died a year before the film was released. His career was short, his life was short, but his impact is lasting. Below occupation or calling, we see birthplace, and they wrote Kingston. It could have been St. Andrew because in Jamaica, some places that are called Kingston are actually St. Andrew. So, but they have Kingston here. So his birthplace is listed as Kingston. We will now go over to the right side of the form. On the right side, we will see the cause of death. Here on the right side of the form, it says cause of death, immediate cause, and they wrote myocardial infarction. What is this? Myocardial infarction is the medical term for heart attack. Myocardial infarction, a heart attack, may be silent and goes undetected. There are different causes of heart attack, such as overweight, high blood pressure, or blocked arteries. In Leslie Kong's case, it is unsure because his death registration form did not say, for example, it did not say myocardial infarction due to, whatever the cause. So the form did not say what the cause was. There were rumors that he died as a result of a curse. And that rumor continued even until today. But without any explanation on this form as to the cause, then it could be anything. It could be overweight, it could be high blood pressure, it could be blocked arteries. Well, we'll never know. But one thing we're sure, that the talented record producer died from a heart attack. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, comment, or subscribe for more interesting videos like this.